Hello, class of 2022. This is Mr. Wilder from the counseling office. I'm going to be walking you through the registration process today to get ready for your big bad senior year. So let's get started. You will be meeting with your counselors one-on-one for you blended remote students. And full remote students, you can contact us. We could possibly set up a meeting. Otherwise, a Google Hangout will work as well. So we'll meet with you, but in the meantime, we're going to ask you to do your homework and come up with your classes with the help of your team of supporters, your parents, your teachers, siblings, friends, neighbors, whoever you go to for advice on taking classes. So one important resource that I think gets overlooked sometimes because we don't make hard copies anymore, it'd be killing a forest if we did, this 80-some page document is the Course Offerings Handbook. Right now we have the current years up on our website, but we're going to get the new one up there soon. Under counseling, look for Course Offering Handbook or Curriculum Guide. It's called different things. You'll see the table of contents page. That will be helpful so you can kind of scroll through a lot faster. I do not expect that you would read all 80-some pages unless you have severe insomnia, but at least read through the first 13 pages. It will give you a lot of good information, such as what do you need to graduate from East? How do you change classes if you think you made you have a change of heart about a class? What are honors classes, and what's this weighted GPA versus unweighted GPA business? How is that calculated? So a lot of information in there that I think you may not have realized was here before. Going through each year, planning for college. I don't think college is for everybody, but if you've got a career that you're looking at for that needs a college education, then you got to plan ahead for that and take classes in high school that are going to prepare you for that. Some of you are athletes and you want to play at a D1 or D2 school that with NCAA, so you need to know that some courses are not approved by NCAA. Some of the courses you can take here at East. So you want to look at that, athletes. We have advanced placement courses that are all honors, and you could take this test in May, and colleges could give you credit if you get a certain score on that AP test. SWIC offers some dual credit for some of the classes here. And St. Louis University, it's not free tuition, but it's significantly reduced tuition costs. You can get SLU credits for some of the honors classes here. So check those classes out in the Course Offering Handbook. And then it'll go through each department and give you a little blurb about each class. It'll tell you how many credits you can get, what grades it's intended for, and the prerequisites. Maybe there's not, if it says none, then that means you can take that class if that's the class you want to take. Otherwise, if the prerequisite mentions a class or a grade that doesn't apply to you, then you can't take that class. So that's why it helps to plan ahead. That's why we've talked about doing a 4-year plan in the past. So your counselors will be available to talk with you or email with you, or like I said, we'll meet with you one-on-one hopefully in February or March. Miss Ascension still has the beginning of the alphabet, A through CO. Dr. Stinger, CR through HA. Mrs. Berger, HE through MA. Mrs. Cox has MC through RI. And you see our emails over here, so feel free to email us. I hope you'll maybe, if I'm going too quickly through this, you'll want to access this video at another time and get some of the information, because a lot of it I'm going to have to skip right over. But you'll see our emails here. Mrs. Sears has letters RO through SM. I have the end of the alphabet, SN through Z. And Mrs. Gwynn, I mentioned the emails because she's one that you may want to email and set up a time to meet with, especially if you're sitting there saying, I have really no idea what I want to do after I graduate. She has a lot of good resources that she can help you with. She splits her time between East and West, and she's a career and tech ed counselor. A lot of great resources that she has. You should have access to this document. It's kind of a synopsis of this presentation. Have some FAQs, some of the information that will be covered in the Course Offering Handbook as well. Parchment is a word that you're going to hear a lot about, because if you want to have your transcript sent, which you will if you apply to college or if you plan to get a job, people are going to want to see, how did you do in high school? Let me see your transcript, your permanent record. So The online tool that we use now is called Parchment. It's on our website under transcripts, and you'll need to create a Parchment account at parchment.com. And anytime you need your transcript sent off, maybe to the NCAA or to a college or, like I said, employers, military, you will submit it through your Parchment account, not through your counselor. Mrs. Herman is our registrar, and her contact information is in there. She handles sending out our transcripts. Speaking of transcripts, here's a sample one. You are now in your 6th semester, so you should see 5 semesters of grades. And then all of those grades are calculated to 1 GPA, a weighted, and actually 2 GPAs. You could have a weighted GPA if you've taken honors or advanced classes. And if you do have a weighted GPA that's different from your unweighted, I always tell students, report your weighted GPA. So you may have a 4.66 on a 4.0 scale. That will tell colleges that you've taken honors classes. They'll know that right away if your GPA is higher than a 4.0. Your class rank is not correct yet, unfortunately. We're working with Tyler Sis to get that figured out, get that calculated, so sorry for that inconvenience. Total number of credits is down here under next to the word accum. That's how many you've accumulated so far in your 5 semesters. So you get 3 usually in a semester, so most of you will have 15 right now. If you have a lot fewer than that, please consider going to summer school so you can recover some credits so we can get you out of here in May of 2022, not later than that. The magical days of February 9th and 10th, that's when your teachers are going to actually put your classes for Plan A into the computer in SIS. So they'll be talking with you about your classes that they're going to recommend for you. Blended remote students, take your green sheet with you to every single class you go to, because you never know that some teachers may want to do it on February 4th instead of February 9th. So have that sheet ready to go, and your teachers will advise you on their specific subject area. And again, do some research, but keep in mind that you do have until June 1st to make requests changes. Now, we may say, if you talk to us on May 30th, maybe a class might have been closed, but you can at least request a different class up until June 1st. And here are some other dates to be aware of. If you end up taking a full load next year and you say, oh, I don't know about this class right here, I think I may need to drop that. If you, within the first 10 days of school, seniors, you may be able to drop a class. But you don't just drop it just on your own. We go through a process. We have a form that you fill out, and your parents have to agree, and teacher and department chair. Level changes can still be made in the first 4 weeks. So if you're thinking, maybe I'll try honors my senior year, I'm getting daring here, I'm going to try some more honors classes, you have 4 weeks to make a level change as long as there's room in that other level. Some of you may be considering graduating in December, so after only 7 semesters instead of 8. If so, there's a box to check on the green sheet. You'll probably need to take summer school English to get your 8 semesters in. Usually I don't recommend December grad for students who are in co-op, because Mr. Krass wants you here all year. Common questions about December grads: yes, you can still go to prom. Hopefully we'll have one. Extracurriculars, no, most of them you can't participate in. You can't participate in sports. And graduation ceremony, yeah, you still can participate in that, but we only have the one in May. So you have your green sheet. This is the sheet you're going to take around. You can put your name at the top, your ID number. We ask for your cell number so that we can get your input, not just your parents' input. It says counselor initials. You can put your counselor last name as best you can spell it. And then here's the box I want you to check. If you do think you're going to be a December grad, really highlight that and make it clear to us that you want to be a December grad. You'll see on the front side you've got your 4 core subjects, your English, math, science, and social studies. You all have to take 2 semesters of English. I should say all of you. Some of you may have transferred in and maybe had an extra English or something, but most of you, the majority, are going to take 2 semesters of English. And maybe you've met your graduation requirements for the other subjects, so maybe you're going to be on the backside taking more electives. On the back side of the sheet, you've got all your electives that you can take here, as well as your PE. You need 2 semesters of PE still, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. The one correction I want to make to the green sheet, it says see pages 9 and 10 about college credit. That is on actually pages 12 and 13 of the new curriculum guide or course offering handbook. English. So let's go through each of these subjects. You will be seeing a video about the English classes that you can take, so I'm not going to go into great detail about this, but keep in mind that some are NCAA approved and some are not. If you failed English 5, hopefully you'll take it in summer school, so you don't have to take up your time for fitting in next school year. English 7-8, it's a year-long class, so that you'll take both semesters. The other classes, though, are semester-long, and you may love film till the cows come home, but you can only take film as lit one semester. So the other semester, you've got to take something else, such as lit themes, appreciation of theater, or the advanced levels. Your teachers will sign you up for these, and these you would take in place of English 7-8. Creative writing, advanced writing, honors writing, English 8, public speaking. Some of those offer dual credit. Math, if you're planning to go to college, again, I don't think everyone needs to go to college, but if you are planning to go to college, especially selective schools, you're going to want to at least probably get another year of math. Some students graduate with 5 or 6 years of math because they were able to double up. So not my idea of fun, but if that's you, go for it. So if you are going to take another math class, your teacher will recommend the level, and you'll see a chart like this on this slide in the course offering handbook. Some students, like I said, will double up, and your teacher will recommend those classes to you. Science, you need 2 or 3 years to graduate. Colleges would like to see 3. So you remember the 2-3 switch that you can do with social studies, but I would say if you're looking at colleges, take a 3rd year at least. Some students, again, will double up and take 4, 5, or 6 years of science because they've doubled up. So you see the options that you have here. Many of them are honors classes, so keep that in mind. And many of them do offer dual credit too, so you can get college credit before you even graduate from high school. Social studies, you need 2 or 3 years to graduate. It's not required for seniors, but there are some great senior options you'll see in the course offering handbook. There's AP Psychology that some of you are taking now. It's a year-long class, an honors class. And then you've got these other semester-long classes, Government, American Problems, Sociology, Psychology, Global Issues. That's one class that you can take both semesters of. It's an honors class, but you can take 1 and 2, Honors Sociology and Honors Economics. PE, you do need to take every single semester that you're here, so all 8 semesters. However, there are some exceptions. If you meet the graduation requirement of 6 semesters of PE, driver's ed, or health, and you want to take an extra academic class to prepare you for college, there is a form that your counselor can give you. You have to turn this in by March 15th. And then the principal, the administration, will look over your classes that you want to take, and they will decide whether or not to approve you to not take PE, as long as you've got those 6 semesters taken care of. And most of you are in your 6th semester right now. Music students, you know that you don't have to take any PE, just the health. And then driver's ed, you can take 1 semester of driver's ed. The other semester would be PE. You're probably 16 by now, but you need to know that you need to have a 2.0 GPA, and you'll see the dates for when you have to be 16. In case you're a really young junior, you'll see that on your sheet. Electives, you're going to see an elective video coming out that will tell you more about all the different electives, a little more detail. But I know that you're going to do your own research and look through the course offering handbook, but you'll see that you can take world languages for all 4 years. You've got the 3, French, German, and Spanish, more art classes to look at, industrial ed, family, consumer science, business, career and tech ed, health services, some new classes there, music. If you have an IEP, that'll be decided by your team what classes to take there. So a lot of great options that you seniors can finally get to take advantage of. One such class is the Belleville CEO class. Any future Bill Gates out there, you're going to want to look at CEO. And that application is on the website here, due March 5th. Mr. Krask runs the co-op program here. That means you could get out after third hour if that's appealing to you, and you have to have a job. You have so many hours per semester, but you get credit for that. You come out with 3 credits from the co-op, but you have to be accepted into this. Mr. Krask has the application online, and you just saw a picture of that website. Some seniors like to be able to take a release hour finally that they heard other seniors talk about. So you can have a first hour release or a 7th hour release. You can request it. It's not a guarantee. It depends on the classes when they're offered. However, only co-op students can get out super early. The rest of you will need to be here 6 periods of the day, 4 academic classes plus lunch and PE, or a alternate class for that. So free education, hey, good thing. Lunches, we're still going to ask you to sign up for a lunch. I don't think it's on your green sheet, but keep in mind that you do need a lunch unless you're in co-op. Extended lunch, we counselors don't decide that. The administration looks at your attendance, discipline, and targets. I've talked about SWIC credit, St. Louis University 1818 credit, AP testing, and scholarship. I'm the scholarship coordinator here, and I've got a website, Google site, under counseling and scholarships, and you'll see a bulletin that I create and publish every couple weeks, 15th and 30th of every month. So you can do some research now, although most of the scholarships are mainly for seniors to apply to. Keep in mind that most scholarship money comes from colleges. So you really want to do your research into your colleges and see what kind of scholarship opportunities are available through that college. There are a number of colleges that students, colleges have their door knocked down by so many students wanting to apply there. And so they don't need to entice people to apply there. They've got a gajillion applicants, and they have bragging rights about how many students they turned down, or how many number ones, how many valedictorians they rejected. That's kind of a sick bragging right that they have. So do some research, find other colleges that would love to entice you to come to their school. It may not be a well-known college necessarily, but you could very well get an awesome education at that school. So do some research there. One scholarship you can apply to now, and I think it's a good one through College Board, people of the SAT, the College Board Opportunity Scholarship. This is a scholarship that I like it because in order to qualify for this scholarship, you have to complete certain steps, and they're good steps to go through, such as applying to college or using Khan Academy to prepare for the SAT, filling out your FAFSA. So it's a good one that I would encourage you to go to now. Why do colleges give you, what criteria do they use for giving out their scholarships? Your academic record, for one, your grades. The root word of scholarship is scholars, so they're going to see what your grades are like, but also test scores. Like it or not, they're going to look at your test scores. So a single day of testing could mean thousands of more dollars in your pocket. So while a lot of schools during the pandemic are going test optional for admission, some of them are still not test optional for scholarships, or you might be able to get a better scholarship if you have a higher test score. So look into the individual colleges and see what test scores and what test dates they'll accept. You could get thousands more dollars just by getting the increase of 1 point on a test. You'll all be taking the SAT here for free on April 13th, but I would suggest you take the SAT and ACT, both of them, maybe 2 or 3 times. Usually students do better the second time, if not third time, that they take the test. And if you get free reduced lunch, we can give you fee waivers to take that test for free. Another way that colleges give you scholarship money is for athletics. And so athletes register with NCAA, go to Eligibility Center website, pay the fee, or if you have free or reduced lunch, we can give you a fee waiver for that. But you want to register there. So looking ahead to the summer, try to visit some college campuses. You can do that in the springtime as well. If you get some time, I know it's hard during the pandemic, but it's nice to be able to visit the college campus before you actually matriculate there and end up going to school there. You may apply to some of the schools before you visit, but I wouldn't end up going to the college or enrolling in the college before you visit. I always say, when you go, you know. That's a common phrase with us counselors. So stepping foot on the campus will be very helpful for you. As far as applying, usually after September 1st through November 1st is a common window for the more selective four-year colleges. Many colleges will take applications after that, but to qualify for most scholarship deadlines and some of the early admission deadlines, we recommend that you don't go trick-or-treating until you have completed your college applications. Some colleges will accept applications in the summertime, so it just depends on the college. They're businesses, after all, folks, so they're going to take your applications. They'd like to know how many students they're going to have as early as they can, because they are a business. So keep that in mind when you're searching. They want you, maybe more than you want them. So do some volunteering maybe this summer. Do a job shadow externship with maybe you want to be an engineer. We'll find some. There are a lot of great engineering firms that say, yeah, we'll let you job shadow us for a day, and then you can get the real inside scoop. If you're thinking about military, you take the ASVAB. That's like the ACT or the SAT for military. We offer that here in November. Talk to your recruiters about that. I've already talked about some of these others. Do some research into the careers. Maybe look at taking summer school if you want to. We'll get more information about that in April. Cost is $125 per course, and you can take those 2 courses. Mrs. Gwynn has put together a nice website here of colleges and careers, so you want to give a look to her information on our website. A lot of great resources here that you may not have been aware of. So I know it's hard to find time for all of this, especially if you're in really rigorous classes. So I encourage you, set aside some time each week to do some research into this. So wrapping up, get your green sheet ready. Remember, you have 7 hours in the day. Get your teachers to recommend your classes, and then you'll give that green sheet to your 7th hour teacher for you blended remote students. And magic days of February 9th and 10th, they'll be here soon. So if you have any questions, you'll be able to email your counselor or meet with us in person. Keep checking your emails. We'll put a lot of announcements in there. I know you guys don't maybe check your email all the time, but you need to, especially if you're going to be seniors. So thanks for your attention for all of this information. I know it's riveting stuff, and this website or this presentation will be available on our website.